Sounds good.
What up, what up, what up?
Shamble time.
Big shamble time. Let's get into it.
Back. We finally got our third member back from overseas. He made it back home in one piece.
Yep, we're back. We're back. Back to the robe in the background. I blurred it out though this time, out of respect.
Shout out Toby.
Shout out Toby.
I don't know, where that pull out? Ukraine or what?
Tried my best, but the pictures didn't feel the same without the robe in the background, man. So I'm back.
It's not.
Yeah, man. So I just wanted to quickly recap. What were we at? That was week 7. We're coming into week 8. Basically, week 7 might have been. I think week 7 was my reddest week. I finally ran out of luck. The Bays, the Green Bay and the Tampa Bay got me fucked up. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, the GOATs let me down. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. NFL, I'm getting a little distracted now. The NBA is back, so
I feel that. I feel that too. It was an interesting week. I missed on most of my parlays. I took some bets I did hit on was Bengals -6.5 and Titans first half. And Titans first half, I've been pretty much on the whole year, that and Eagles first half. So I think right now the biggest thing I'm trying to do is like find little edges, like wherever I can find an edge. Mine is just a regular spread. Like I just started looking at like first quarters and second quarters and second halves and stuff like that. So that's kind of where I've been trying to like find little edges, because most of the lines are like, they are what they are. You're not going to find crazy value. I got my ass kicked with the Jags again. So that was Jags and Commanders, bro. I just can't watch. They're going to win this week too, and I'm going to be back. But lost on that. Monday night I didn't touch. Who was our Sunday? Sunday night I didn't touch. I had 49ers too. They didn't come through. Had Seahawks +5. Had a small sprinkle on that. That came through. And then I took some props for the first time. Not for the first time, but I took some props straight up for the first time. Hit on a couple of those, so that was cool. But I didn't go really crazy last week. So.
Got you. Yeah, last week, ironically, it was my reddest week, even though I was 9-5 overall.
Oh, man. It's funny. It's just how you bet, not just the picks you make, but how you bet them.
Yep, got to protect your capital.
Bears being like 9-point underdogs and then winning by almost 20 points. That's just kind of sums up the whole week, you know.
The whole year, bro.
Then Christian McCaffrey there at home, they get blown out. The Chargers at home, they're playing against the Seahawks. Geno Smith, I guess, took all of Tom Brady's talents, and the Buccaneers lose, you know. A lot of weird games, you know, I mean, honestly, like the two New York teams, the Giants and the Jets, like they're the hot hands to be riding right now. Those two teams are looking good. Short Green Bay, short Tampa Bay, short Aaron Rodgers, short Tom Brady. I don't know. We'll see what happens next week, but those teams are looking a little sorry right now. What's wrong with Tom Brady, man?
He's fine, bro. Something's wrong with his team. Something's very wrong with his team.
Antonio Brown put that shit on his wife.
Yeah, he put some voodoo on it, bro. That shit is actually crazy because the team is like the same team. I mean, the thing is with the Bucks, they don't have any speed. They're old everywhere. So they're kind of like they don't have speed at receiver, speed at running back. They don't have speed on defense, really. So they're kind of just.
They should have kept AB.
Shit, he didn't want to be kept anywhere, man. That guy's CTE got him. Mm-hmm. But even without speed, they should be able to beat the Panthers. I don't know. Todd Bowles, he might have to go.
Probably. Yeah, man. So for the sake of fixing in a little bit of NBA today, we're just going to go through the primetime games. We got Thursday night football, Sunday night, and Monday night. First up, we got Baltimore at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is a 1-point favorite. I think I'm gonna take Baltimore in this one.
Yeah, I like Baltimore too. Last week, Baltimore in third down defense, I think they stopped the Browns in 9 of 11 possessions on third down defense. And on the other end, the Buccaneers, they were 2 for 13 in third down conversion. So I think Baltimore's defense is the real deal. Tampa Bay's offensive struggles are real. Even though Tom Brady has he has the most time before he's getting touched on offense. His offensive line is amazing, but for some reason there's just no chemistry there. His head's not in the right place. Talking about Tom Brady, and something's off there, And until the Buccaneers showed me that they can turn it around, they're 1-4 in their last 5 games. Losses coming to Green Bay, which, as we see, Green Bay is a very bad team. The Panthers, who is not like a great team. They had that bad loss at home versus the Chiefs, and then the Steelers, who's also not really a formidable team. So their losses are not against the craziest teams either. So until the Buccaneers show me that they can turn it around, I'm going to ride, a much younger team in the Baltimore Ravens. And Gus Edwards is back, and he's looking healthy, man. He's looking good.
Man, this might be another Washington Commanders Jaguars type bet, but I got to take the Bucks. I just got to take the Bucks at home. Short week. The veteran team at home. Short week. Pissed off. Ravens on the road. Ravens haven't looked good either, to be honest. They've been improving, and that's a good stat about the third down because I didn't even know that about the Ravens. And the Bucks struggling on third down, and the Ravens get pressure. I don't think that O-line has been that good, to be honest. I think Brady's just getting the ball out of his hands mad quick. There's a lot of red flags for the Bucks. I wouldn't go hard on this game, but I just got to lean the Bucks in a bounce back spot. The line is fishy. It feels like it should be Ravens -3. It's one of those lines we look back on and we're like, oh, okay, Vegas had something. They knew something. So I'm just gonna take the Bucks in a bounce back spot. Brady, I don't see him losing 5 in a row, or was it 4 in a row? I can't see it. I think this is a championship team still. I feel like they figured some things out because their shit is solvable. I just don't get what's going on. Their shit is solvable. They just look like they're just playing like ass.
I think it's locker room issues. That's what it is. I don't think it's solvable.
I honestly think that shit is overblown. I really do. Those guys don't check
to domestic issues. Who knows?
My thing is Brady's playing good. He's playing the best of anyone in that team. The rest of the guys aren't. People are dropping balls. Mike Evans dropped a wide open, beautiful pass from Brady. The defense is playing like ass. How you let the Panthers put up 21 points on him?
Brady's playing well, but they don't want to ride for Brady because they're not vibing with him anymore.
I'm not in the. I don't know. I can see it, but at the end of the day, they want to win. I don't think they're mailing it in. That would explain something because shit is not. They don't look right.
That's the only explanation. Yeah, that's the only explanation. But anyways,
it's a little Nets to me, or the Nets. They're not crazy defensively, but they could lock up here and there. They could lock up more, but they're not doing it because they don't have the mentality to lock in. So whatever it is, maybe they sorted out this Thursday. They got embarrassed last week, but they also got embarrassed against the Steelers. I don't know.
I guess we're gonna see. We'll leave Tom Brady's personal life out of this for now. Next up, Sunday Night Football, we got Green Bay at Buffalo. Green Bay is 10.5-point underdogs against the Buffalo Bills. Look, Green Bay is at an all-time low. I'm buying the dip. I'm gonna lose
Brady. Crazy.
I'm gonna lose.
Here's Aaron Rodgers in his career has never been a double-digit underdog. So this is the first, and it might be the last time that we get to see Aaron Rodgers as a double underdog. So I'll lock in the double digits and take Green Bay with a plus 10.5 or plus 11.5. The line keeps moving back and forth. But I think Tigers keep it close. Do they beat a great Bills team on the road? I wouldn't feel comfortable betting on that, although you might get some great value just with these greats, Aaron Rodgers in the press conference after the previous game, he was actually throwing out some haymakers. He was just saying, we got to cut the rats. And he was saying weird stuff like you got one mouth and sometimes it's time to listen and not time to talk. And I had no idea what the message was, but basically he's on that crazy shit right now. And when Aaron Rodgers is speaking crazy, that
the ayahuasca hitting fat tonight.
Check out because I don't know if you guys can translate for me. Maybe there's some hidden messages in there, but I'll take Green Bay with the points. plus 11.5 for the Sunday night matchup. Give me that.
Damn, it's at 11.5. Ooh.
That's what ESPN.
I'm gonna take the Bills, man. I'm going reverse. I'm using the same logic y'all use for the Ravens, except I'm going reverse here. I just think the Bills are too good right now at home. Sunday night primetime game. When the thing about the Bills, if it was any other team and the Packers were getting the 10.5, if it was the Chiefs, if it was the Eagles, I'd take the Packers. But the Bills, when they play bad teams, they blow the brakes off. So I'm gonna just take the Bills. Packers can't put up 20 points. I don't think they can put up 20 points.
Bills they're about to be sleepy off that bye. They're about to be like a little dragging their feet. Packers first half, I think that's a good one. That's the edge you might be looking at.
Yeah, I can see that. I wouldn't mind Packers first half. They've been one of the best against the spread first half teams. Bills are one of the best against the spread second half teams. Maybe I'll draw the line there, but dang, if the Bills get a 10-point lead, it's over. Packers aren't covering that.
True.
Like, they can't run the ball. They can't throw the ball. Lazard is hurt. That's Rodgers' favorite weapon. The guy he's talking about in those interviews is Romeo Doubs. So
that's so foul.
I don't want to bet on Rodgers. I'd rather bet on Brady to figure it out and reconnect with his guys than Rodgers. But 10.5 is a huge ass number for like Sojad said, this might be the only time you get him as a double-digit favorite or underdog.
Discount double digit.
I would like to see him up in this one. This shit going out sad, man. I would like to see him show up.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see. Next up, we got Monday Night Football. Cincinnati Bengals at Cleveland Browns. Bengals are 3.5-point favorites in Cleveland. I think I'm gonna take Cleveland. Home divisional underdog. Too much value. Also, Cincinnati beat Atlanta last week. That was their first convincing win all year. And that was enough for everybody to be like, oh, yeah, they're back. And it's like, nah, they still ain't showed us enough yet. So I'm going with Cleveland plus 3.5.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at you taking the spread plus 3.5. Because I could see it being a 3-point game. But the Browns have lost 4 in a row. There's Kareem Hunt is on the trade block. It looks like they're trying to maybe blow things up a little bit in Cleveland. Whereas the Bengals look like they're kind of catching their stride here. They've won 4 of their last 5. Their only loss coming to the Ravens in a 2-point loss. So I think these are two teams that are headed in opposite directions a little bit. And I would rather take the hot team. I'm not going to take the Bengals with the minus 3.5 just because it is a divisional game. They are on the road. I predict it to be pretty close. But I'll take Bengals money line. That's for sure.
Yeah, most confident I feel is that Bengals money line. This one's tough. Logic says take the home underdog with the hook at plus 3.5, especially divisional home underdog. I'm gonna ride with the Browns, but I don't feel good about it because I do think the Bengals are figuring some stuff out. The way they be running their offense is just instead of running the freaking damn ball into the back of the O-line 30 times a game like they were doing the first 3 weeks, they finally started airing it out and getting some routes with Jamar Chase and Tia back healthy. So I want to take the Bengals, but they don't often win by more than 3. So I'm just taking the home underdog plus 3.5. But like Sojad said, if I'm doing parlays, I'm just taking Bengals money line and stuff like that.
Yeah, gotcha. Bengals they're not losing this game. Joe Burrow, Joe Weiss, he's gonna shine in prime time. That's for sure.
Exactly. And you really want to back Jacoby Brissett. I know Browns have been better than their record, but man, they just been ugly. It's been ugly this last. I don't know.
Joe Weiss.
They've lost a lot of close ones. But that just shows they don't have good closer. They just can't win games.
In the end, yeah, and they make mistakes. A lot of coaching too. I also remember Stefanski against the spread for that division. I think he's like 30% against the spread in division. Really hasn't. The only recent one he covered was that. Actually, he's covered 2 this year: Steelers and Ravens. Forgot about those, but in division, he has a bad historical record. I don't know. I just wouldn't trust it.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna see. Really quick before we move on to NBA, I'm gonna just do a quick scroll through the slate, just to give you guys some upset alerts. Detroit upsetting Miami. Watch out. Arizona upsetting Minnesota. Watch out. New England is actually favored against New York Jets, but I'd call that an upset. Watch out.
I like the Arizona.
How about the Niners on the road in LA? Can we talk about that game?
The Niners on the road in LA.
Can we please talk about that game?
That took me a second. Honestly, I feel like San Francisco's not about to lose 2 straight with new McCaffrey.
Three straight. This will be
Three?
the
Is it
third
3 straight? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're
I just feel
absolutely
like
not going to row. And in the first matchup, Rams and the Niners, the Rams couldn't. I mean, Matthew Stafford couldn't throw 1 touchdown. Deebo Samuel tore them apart, and now they have Christian McCaffrey too. I mean, the Niners are going to blow the Rams out of the park. The Rams are done. Let's just write them off completely.
that spread is dumb narrow though, so it's like you gotta tread lightly.
Yeah, -1.5 for the Niners on the road. So I mean, the Rams are technically a divisional home underdog. So if you guys like that, go ahead and take that. But I see no the Rams beating the Niners. I mean, how many games in a row have the Rams lost to the Niners in the regular season? Are we almost at double digits now?
We had like 7, 8, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
I've been on this Niners against the Rams bet for the last like 3 years.
Exactly.
This year's the first I hated it because I was like, it just can't continue.
Yeah,
but I'm back on it too.
Yeah, the Rams are worse Niners than I am on Thursday Night Football. So you know what? Like, let's just lock in the Niners right here.
Sojad is jaded. All right, y'all. Y'all heard it here first.
He's betting against his heart. He's betting against his heart. Look at this man. He's sick. He's sick.
The truth, man. I have to let the people know the truth. Sometimes it hurts. The truth hurts. And another thing, man. Another thing is that I think, are coming off their, Super Bowl, like whatever, like honeymoon, whatever you want to call it. And the Niners, right? The Niners are hungry, but the Niners see the Seahawks are creeping up in the division. The Niners know they can't give up games anymore if they want to win the division. So
facts.
Like the Niners are going to take every game very seriously, whereas the Rams are kind of like relaxed. They think they can just like stroll through the regular season and go back to the Super Bowl. But nope, they're going to get a harsh reality check just like the Dodgers. They're going to not even make the playoffs probably. All right.
Yeah. This man is down bad. Look, let's move on from NFL because it's been the last 2 months have been a tough sore spot for Soji.
Right. Yeah. I don't want to talk about football and the Rams. I don't want to talk about baseball and the Dodgers. Let's go talk about basketball and the Lakers. Let's do that.
Oh, damn. I guess we're just going to end the podcast right now.
Pretty much. Goodbye.
So our bread and butter. This is how we all got introduced to sports is NBA. This is what we do.
Magic.
We're happy NBA season's upon us. You guys are about to see different energy.
Big.
What are you guys what are you feeling? Let's start with Soji so you can kind of cheer up, pivot off NFL.
You gonna cheer up by talking about the Lakers?
Not the Lakers, NBA as a whole. Let's forget about the Lakers.
Look at this man, bro.
All right.
Call a doctor, bro.
Let's just avoid the Lakers. Only piece I'll say about the Lakers is I have them winning money line tonight against the Nuggets because if they lose 4 in a row, and tonight they didn't have Westbrook, so they don't have that handicap on their side. So I'll take them. And I'm looking at the standings right now, and I had to scroll all the way to the bottom to find the Lakers. They're literally the last team on the page. They're
so great.
And all right. I'll tell you this much. Early on in the NBA, the team that I really, really like, and I've been riding them, is the Phoenix Suns. They were kind of down in the last playoffs over the summer, but early on in the season, they show that they're not out. This team has kind of transitioned, kind of like for the Lakers, the team should have transitioned to Anthony Davis from LeBron, but that hasn't happened. But what is happening in Phoenix right now, keep a close eye on it, is this team is transitioning from Chris Paul to Devin Booker's team. He's starting to run a little bit more. He's much more efficient. He's choosing his spots when he should shoot, when he should pass. His assists are at a career high right now. I know it's early, but he's really running the show on offense right now. And Chris Paul hasn't really been doing much. So their success is all credit to Devin Booker, and they've beat some good teams. They came back from down 20 against Dallas in game 1 of the regular season. That shows like resilience. Because if you remember from what happened last playoffs, they lost by, almost 40, 50 points to the Mavericks. It takes a lot of mental strength and mental edge to come back against that same team in the first game of the regular season. So I liked what I saw there. They beat the Warriors last night. Phoenix looks like their defense is all intact. They're all on the same page. It looks they got broken down, but they came back stronger, type of thing. So
I've locked up Clippers.
What about?
Sorry, go ahead.
What were you saying about the Clippers? I don't want to talk about the Clippers, bro.
No, I was saying Phoenix locked them up too. They didn't allow the perimeter defense on the Clippers was crazy, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, the Suns have great individual talent on defense, and they're connected. And who's that white boy on the Suns who has a nice little post game? I don't know where he came from.
Oh, starts with a K. I forgot what his name is. Onshar or something. Yeah,
Charizard.
Is he a real?
Charizard.
What are you saying? What's
his name? Charizard.
He's sorry. I don't know. He's nice though. He has good NBA skill. You could tell. He gives me not Kelly Olynyk vibes, but he gives me a little I don't know how to explain it. He's a nice player.
You were trying to compliment him, and then you said Kelly Olynyk. That was mad disrespectful.
Bro, I mean, he's coming off the bench, bro. He's not. He's a nice player though.
Yeah, but basically, he's helping the Suns a lot.
Yeah, Mad Minute.
What's his name, bro? Why can't I find his name? Oh, his name is Jock Landale. Okay.
Landale.
Okay, so this guy, he's helping the Suns a lot. The Suns, they run their offense through the post, through the pick and roll, and with that second unit, he's allowing the Suns to do the same when DeAndre Ayton's on the bench. Because he has a nice little jump hook in the paint. He can stretch the floor and shoot the three. He has a soft touch. And on defense, he's long. It looks like he's a smart player. He's 27 years old. I really have no idea where he came from. I have to kind of look into this.
I thought he was a rook. He's 27.
He looks skinny out there. He looks like raw meat, but he's 27. Yeah. So
came from like you said, he's a smart player. He's making all the right reads. I was watching him and I'm like, this guy looks like he's been playing for the last 10 years in the league.
Yeah, man. Let me see if I could. Oh, so he's from Australia. Okay. He's from Australia. Let me see his basketball reference right now. Let's take a look at Jock Landale. This is oh no, actually. Okay, so he was on the Spurs last year. He averaged 10 minutes a game. Huh?
I'm just saying, we better spend 20 minutes on Jock Landale. Nigga,
bro, this is what I'm saying, bro. I could talk about NBA all day. Jock Landale, 54 games. Greg Popovich got him ready.
Oh my! Hey, Jock Landale for real, boy.
Oh shit! This about to be a Joe Rogan episode.
Hey, Jamie, pull up Jock Landale's basketball reference. Come on.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
No, Blake, did you watch the Suns Warriors game last night?
Unfortunately, I fell asleep.
Okay, yeah, because that's kind of why you're not so excited about Jock Landale.
He went hard.
If you were watching that game,
the boy is not. If he was on the Lakers, he'd be our third best player.
He outdid Wiseman or what?
He's just nice.
Forever weak. Wiseman's actually been looking better. He's looking better than I thought he would, to be honest.
He's figuring the pick and roll.
Huh?
Wiseman's solid in the pick and roll.
Yeah.
That's his thing. Yeah. That's his pick and roll.
Yeah.
But Brown Suns too. I've got Booker as the early MVP so far. Right now his odds are still plus 4,300, which is crazy to me. He's been playing him, Dame, Ja, Tatum, throw in Harden. Those have been the best players to me so far in the league. Thinking about I'm just gonna throw out some random stuff, a couple points that I've been just thinking about and just seeing. Obviously, we know the Lakers defense has been amazing offensively. Sheesh, goddamn. Oscar the Grouch lives right next to their offensive rating. I'm gonna throw out some random stats. I'm just gonna list some stats just so we keep in mind when we're betting and shit. The best fourth quarter teams, highest point differential. T-Wolves, Blazers, Hawks, Raptors, Pelicans. The worst fourth quarter teams in differential: Spurs, Nuggets, Bulls, Warriors, Rockets. So just think about that when you're like live betting and stuff like that. And then you know what I am curious about? That's the T-Wolves, bro. I think they need to make a trade. I think they need to trade Cat. It's not working. And I don't see how it works.
That would be wild. You can get a lot of pieces for Cat too.
I think
Because
they're
he's just
thinking
a
of
7-foot shooting guard. That's what he is.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, I would say it's still very early to make that come to that conclusion, because I was watching a couple of Timberwolves games and you could just tell Cat, he's grown up his whole life. He's naturally a big. He naturally wants to on defense come into the paint and help. So they're leaving a lot of shooters wide open, but that's kind of a mental switch that Cat needs to flip, and it's gonna take time. I don't think we can really write them off that soon. We all knew that Gobert and Cat together, there's gonna be a lot of road bumps along the way, but they just need time for Cat to adjust as a more of an outside defender, perimeter defender, packing it in the paint all the time.
Do you really think he can guard the perimeter like that? This is Cat we're talking about.
Okay, maybe he can't guard the perimeter, but dog, they just gave up 5 first-round picks for Gobert.
That's why you can't trade Rudy. You got to trade Cat.
You can't trade anybody. You basically gave up 5 first-round picks as a bet that this trio is gonna work.
Let it ride out a little bit.
Yeah, you have to see it through the whole season.
To me, it's not gonna work. The other thing about having 2 big 7-footers is okay, so T-Wolves are ranked 29th in transition defense, which is, right down there with Philly, because Joel wants to lay on the ground every possession like a turtle. But it's fucking infuriating, man. This whole team is down there lighting your ass up with open threes, and you over there laying on the ground talking about post game. I learned how to fall better. I learned how to fall better. Get your bitch ass up and get down. It's infuriating, man. Anyways,
somebody lost money on the Sixers this year.
Yeah, I definitely lost about that, bro. He's the most infuriating player to watch, man. Because there's the little shit he could do for a guy that's so talented. But anyway, compare him to Giannis, night and day. We have 2 7-footers. All that slow foot speed and transition hurts them. You're right. You guys are right. They got to ride it out. But to me, it's just looking like either they got to stagger hella, or the defense and the offense are going to suffer. But I'm just saying that to keep in mind when you're betting T-Wolves. They're going to take a little bit of time to figure shit out. Anthony Edwards, I thought he was in shape. I thought that was the whole point of his new body, was that he was in shape. But I guess he's not in shape.
It's that Popeyes. You saw Cat call him out for eating Popeyes.
That whole team is weird, bro. I'm just kind of fading them for the start. I'm going to see how they are in a month.
Speaking of fading.
But I like them tonight.
I want to fade the team that everybody was highest on. Or I would say most people are highest on is the Nuggets. You brought up some good points about how they're not looking right. Jamal Murray is going to take, a good chunk of the year to get right. And even then, when he is 100%, he's always that off and on type of person where, he's not going to play until, it's Game 7 and the lights are on. So it's and Jokic, is going to defer and try to let this team get back to the way it was. So, the Nuggets, I think they're going to need another year. Or they might have, I don't know. I'm not going to say they missed their window, but I think they were a little overhyped this year.
I agree with you to start the year. I do think right now their defense is just ass. It's just bad. It's just bad. But I think they're going to need some time to develop. I do think they're going to be there in the end when the chips fall in the West, because they have chemistry. They have good coaching, and they have an MVP player. But, yeah, I think it's going to take some time. So
another team that I do like that no one's really talking about is the Knicks. I'm not saying they're going to come out the East or anything, but in terms of a non-playing, bona fide playoff team in the East, I just think the continuity, the system that they have, they doubled down on RJ Barrett. Toppin is coming into his own. I just think the Knicks are actually going to be a legitimate force in the East. Not Eastern Conference Finals, but you got to put some respect on the Knicks this year, just like the Jets and the Giants.
I would agree with that. They're definitely probably the best Knicks team that we've seen in many years. Mm-hmm. But the league is very lopsided this year, and the East is very strong. So for them to make any noise in the East is tough. Just going down the list, you have the top 2, which is, I think, very clear, and everybody would agree, is you have the Bucks and the Celtics. Those 2 are locks. Cleveland is a great team. They have young talent with some seasoned vets. I don't think the Knicks are better than them. That's 3. I wouldn't put the Knicks above the Raptors, who have probably like 8 players with like wingspans of 7 feet or longer. That's 4 teams there. I mean, you have to bet that Philly's going to come into their own. It's another. We kind of moved on from Philly, but one note that I wanted to make, it's kind of interesting to me how quickly the switch has flipped from it being James Harden's fault that the Sixers are lacking. Now it's James Harden's dope. Now it's Embiid's fault. So
this team
crazy.
Anything they can't first. They can't get anything right.
And you know whose fault it is? There's one guy.
Doc Rivers. Yeah. Hey, that team's not going to turn it around until they fire him.
Yeah, they're going to get rid of him. If like after like 20 games, 25 games, if they're below 500, we won't be seeing Doc anymore. Just like the 6th team that I'm about to bring up, the Brooklyn Nets, same goes for them. If after 20 games, if they still can't get it together, Steve Nash is going to be out of there. That's just how.
Are you dumping Steve Nash or are you trading Kyrie?
Well, that's the thing. The Nets, it's very interesting because they can kind of just get rid of Kyrie, and it's his last year anyways, and they can get apart. But that's going to leave KD unhappy. Steve Nash, I think, also has to go regardless. Like, he has had talent, and he hasn't done anything with it. And also, Ben Simmons is looking. I don't know how he's looking. He's not looking good out there. I can tell you that much.
It's over.
You don't know what to do. You just put him out there and say he just gives the ball to Kyrie and KD every possession. Like, it looks so dumb. Like, there's no genius behind any of the plan. Like, just saying, those 2 teams you just mentioned, one of the signs for me, not like for me, but like that people in the NBA media will say is like a sign of coaching is like transition defense and boards. Those 2 teams are like bottom 3 in transition defense and boards. That's coaching. That's just effort coaching, schematics. Like that's those 2 coaches.
That's all just game plan. That's everybody buying into the system. And, guys clearly, it's ego. At the end of the day, it comes down to ego. Because Kyrie's like a great offensive player, but what is he aside from a great offensive player? He doesn't make his teammates better. He doesn't play defense. He doesn't get the offense going. He can score. Yeah, he's clutch. I'll give him that much. But there's no point in being clutch if you can't even get to that moment. And he's not getting his team to that moment. But I have to say that I do think the Nets will make the playoffs. I mean, they just based off raw talent.
100%.
Personally, if I was the GM, I would break it up. I would trade Kyrie because he has 1 foot out the door anyways. And clearly it's not Kyrie that this team needs next to Kevin Durant and Ben Simmons. They need, because like on offense, you have other guards there that can kind of fill in his shoes, like as far as scoring goes. You have Seth Curry, who was playing very well in Philly, and he was playing well last year too, and Kyrie was out. You have Patty Mills. You have these guards who can create offense. You have Kevin Durant. Joe
everywhere. Like, you need some guy to up and facilitate offense.
100%. Offense is not the problem. So I think like the best move for them would be to just ship Kyrie out, get some assets back, whether it be in the form of picks so that they could flip those picks for other players. Or, it would be nice if they could take Westbrook off our hands, but that's, that's a little biased.
I think he's going to Utah. Westbrook, I think Westbrook's going to Utah.
I hope they don't. I'd rather the Lakers get a Pacers deal, maybe even the Hornets deal, to be honest. We want old-ass Conley who can't really, he can't defend. We want old-ass, actually Bogdan, I like Bogdan. Clarkson's just, we get better, but how much better?
I think you're thinking about it from the wrong perspective. It's about who wants Westbrook the most. And I think Utah.
Oh, you just think it gets done.
Yeah.
I think
the Lakers don't really have a choice.
I think there's a reason nobody's called the Pacers about Buddy, because I think they're trying to get rid of him, but nobody wants to take that contract. And if we're willing to take it, to be honest, I feel like we trapped in a weird place because I don't think any of these deals puts us as contenders, but I'm just so sick of watching this Laker team, man. This is frustrating to watch. So I just need something.
Is there any reason that we're talking about the Lakers? I was trying to go through Okay, so back to your New York Knicks point. So we have
Bro, the Knicks got better before we did, bro.
Exactly. So let's move in New York. Okay, I'm going to the East Coast. So you have in the East, you have Milwaukee, you have Boston, you have Cleveland, you have Toronto, you have Brooklyn, Philly, Miami. Those are 7 teams which I think are locks to make the playoffs.
Miami.
Now for the 8,
Miami, I got some questions about, but I still think
Miami
they playoffs. Like how
Miami can be the play-in, like 7 to 10. But sorry, go ahead.
I don't know if I agree with that. Why are you guys so short on Miami? Just because they lost a couple games early on?
The offense is trash.
Yeah, but they lost to they've lost to the Celtics and the Raptors. Those are 2 great defensive teams. Like, just give them some time.
I think their defense struggled too. Like they put Hero in the starting lineup, and they shipped PJ Tucker out. I think the defense is what made him solid and like reasonable to hold up. And Jimmy's always hurt. Jimmy's gonna miss 30 games. So
PJ Tucker sniffed that shit out too, and so did Iggy.
Yeah.
They were just like, "Yo, okay, he culture is cool and everything, but it's not sustainable."
It's not. But
they,
at the same time,
they maxed out last year.
I think Spo's gonna have them in the playoffs for sure, but I don't think they're gonna be a threat really like they kind of were last year.
I will give you that. I wouldn't. It's dumb to bet against Spoelstra, even without Jimmy Butler. Like,
it's fine talent. Like if Lowry and Butler can give you combined 140 games between them, I'd be more high on him. But
I don't think they're not gonna play that many games. That's
Lowry's toast. I don't know if you guys have seen him.
He looks cooked.
And he's been.
Remember when they wanted us to take that trade? We're both not taking that trade because we were holding on for THT, bro.
Yeah, we got 2 minutes.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
THT can't even make a name for himself on a team that's tanking.
That's crazy, bro.
I don't understand. I don't understand how we missed so badly on him.
We're the Lakers, bro. We just we could have kept Caruso instead of him, but I don't know.
It's just the same way that the Rams missed on Cam Akers, but whatever.
Yep. Yeah. What it was, because he was our one young guy where we're like, oh, like he's our asset that can develop. Like he's our only appreciating asset. That's basically what it was. Caruso, we knew what he was. He wasn't going to get much better. We just kind of were like, yeah, let's swing for upside.
Bro, they said THT was killing in practice. Do you remember all like the headlines his first year?
There for sure. They were dead ass.
Oh my. Kendrick Nunn is a better shooter than Steph Curry, right?
We'll just has the ultimate layup package. That's it.
Lakers media, man. We got about a minute left. Should I restart this, or what are you guys trying to do?
I think we could wrap up. I think we got a good little NBA preview.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, we'll keep track of the games. You know, we'll keep track of the games. We'll provide constant updates. Follow the TikTok, the IG. We'll be posting YouTube shorts about our daily picks. And we'll continue to post primetime picks for football as well. So I think we gave the people what they want.
Let's go. Stay on the lookout for our records too. We're gonna start competing and having a little fun, shamble gamble, shenanigans, I guess. So people look out.
Yes, sir. We're gonna get into it. Good talk, y'all.
And that's put up 35 on the Bucks in the second quarter. All right, peace out.
Live bet Bucks.
Live.
All right, good stuff.